Welcome to the e-workshop on molecular techniques, the basics for beginners. As a part of BMS Econ, the Center for Biomedical Research is presenting you the demonstration video for DNA and RNA extraction. The molecular diagnostics is considered one of the important factors in diagnosing the disease, early predicting the disease course, and identifying various infectious diseases with the help of modern molecular techniques. So this involves a collection of the samples, nucleic acid extraction, amplification, and detection. The nucleic acid extraction method is considered to be an important step in all molecular diagnostics. To obtain high quality of nucleic acid for the best diagnostic output, we must understand the essential principles and follow a certain precautions. In this workshop, we will learn the basics of different extraction methods and factors to consider when performing these methods. Analysis of methods for nucleic acid concentration and purification. Finally, we will discuss about the precautions and troubleshootings in nucleic acid extraction. The overview of basic steps in nucleic acid extraction includes cell lysis. Step 2. Separation of DNA, RNA from cellular debris and other cellular components, followed by liquid phase extraction and solid phase extraction. Finally, the removal of contaminants and recovery of nucleic acid. The recovered nucleic acid is analyzed by using spectrophotometric measurement and gel electrophoresis. The final part of the discussion will be the precautions and troubleshooting. First video will be DNA extraction, which will be demonstrated by Dr. M. Aarthi, who is the Research Associate of AVMC. She holds a PhD in pharmacogenomics from JIPMER, Puducherry. She did her post-graduation in molecular biology from the University of Madras. Her area of research includes population genetics and pharmacogenomics. She worked as a research scientist in Sankar Nethralaya in the Department of Genetics and Molecular Biology.
Welcome to the e-workshop on nucleic acid extraction. In this e-workshop, we will learn the principles and procedure of DNA and RNA extraction. Let's look at the isolation of DNA from human blood. A human cell contains 3 billion base pairs of DNA. If the DNA from all 46 chromosomes in a human cell was laid out end to end, it would measure approximately 2 meters. But the size of a human cell is only about 10 micrometers. Then how is the DNA tightly packaged to fit within the nucleus of the cell? At the very basic level, the DNA double helix is wrapped around the histone proteins to form the nucleosomes. The nucleosomes coil to form the chromatin, which condenses further as the chromosomes. So, to isolate this highly supercoiled DNA from the cell nucleus, we need to break open the cell membrane and the nuclear membrane, digest all the proteins, and remove the lysate containing cellular lipids, digested proteins, and other debris before isolating the purified DNA. Conventional organic methods and commercial kits employ different strategies to perform these basic steps. In this e-workshop, we will give you a brief outline about the conventional phenol chloroform extraction method and demonstrate spin column based kit to compare the advantages of the two methods. We shall also learn the principle behind using reagents that are used in both conventional and kit-based DNA extraction procedures. First, a brief outline of phenol chloroform method. Phenol chloroform extraction is an organic method of isolating the DNA. This method has been in use for the longest period of time and was the most widely used method for DNA extraction. The key steps include cell lysis, separation and precipitation of DNA, washing and DNA resuspension. When extracting DNA from whole blood specimens, selective lysis of RBCs is carried out. using RBC lysis buffers. The removal of hemoglobin is an important step. A WBC lysis buffer is then used to break open the leukocytes. Membrane lipids are removed using a detergent surfactant, sodium dodecyl sulfate, shortly called SDS. SDS interferes with the membrane proteins and lipid bilayers, leading to the disruption of the cell membrane. Proteinase K and RNase A are added to the mixture for enzymatic digestion of proteins and RNA molecules respectively. A mixture of phenol chloroform isoamyl alcohol in the ratio of 25:24:1 is added to promote the partitioning of lipids and cellular debris into the organic phase, leaving isolated DNA in the aqueous phase. The denatured proteins form a middle layer between the aqueous and the organic phases. Following centrifugation, the aqueous phase containing the DNA is transferred to a new tube in order to carry out DNA precipitation using ethanol. Upon addition of ethanol, nucleic acid molecules aggregate and a white precipitate is formed. The DNA pellet is finally washed in 70% ice-cold ethanol to remove residual salts and other contaminants, and then air-dried and resuspended in TE, that is tris-EDTA buffer. Though phenol chloroform is one of the most reliable and less expensive methods, it has several disadvantages. It is time consuming. It takes 2 days to arrive at the final purified DNA. It uses hazardous chemicals. There are increased opportunities for contamination and sample mishandling because of the greater hands-on effort and multiple tube transfers involved. In the past decade, new extraction methods have been developed that use chemicals that are far less toxic than phenol. Now, let us see one such method that is widely used. Here, we will isolate DNA using a spin column based commercial kit. Before you start, ensure the workbench is decontaminated. Wear gloves throughout the entire procedure. In case of contact between gloves and sample, change gloves immediately. Heat the water bath or heat block to 56 degrees Celsius for use in a subsequent step. Set all consumables and equipment in order. Label the tubes with marker on top and sides. Even if one of the labels gets smudged, the other will help. Place the tubes on rack. First, add 20 microliter of proteinase K into the bottom of a 1.5 ml microcentrifuge tube. Proteinase K is the enzyme of choice for SDS containing lysis buffers. We had collected 2 ml of blood in a tube with EDTA as the anticoagulant. The sample was centrifuged at 4000 rpm for 10 minutes. Now discard the plasma and carefully remove the buffy coat. Transfer 200 microliter to a microcentrifuge tube. The bottom layer containing the erythrocytes is discarded. The buffy coat containing the leukocytes is the source of DNA. Using the buffy coat instead of the whole blood will increase the yield of DNA. 200 microliters of buffy coat can yield up to 50 microgram of DNA. Pipette 200 microliter of lysis buffer AL to the sample. This is the SDS containing lysis buffer. Mix thoroughly by pulse vortexing for 15 seconds to yield a homogeneous solution. Give a short spin. Now, incubate at 56 degrees for 10 minutes in water bath or heat block. Add 200 microliter of 96 to 100% ethanol to the sample and mix again by pulse vortexing for 15 seconds. After mixing, briefly centrifuge the tube to remove drops from the inside of the lid. Now, transfer the mixture to a spin column that comes with the kit. In this step, DNA will get absorbed onto the silica membrane in the spin column. Transfer the mixture without wetting the rim of the tube. The solid phase extraction methods utilize silica matrices as solid support. The principle of using silica matrices is based on the high affinity of the negatively charged DNA backbone towards the positively charged silica particles. Close the cap and centrifuge at 8000 rpm for 1 minute. The DNA is adsorbed onto the silica membrane during centrifugation. Transfer the spin column to a new 2 ml collection tube that comes with the kit and discard the tube containing the filtrate. Do change pipette tips between all liquid transfers and avoid touching the silica membrane with the pipette tip. This is wash buffer 1. Now, to remove the residual contaminants, the DNA bound to the membrane is washed in 2 centrifugation steps. The working solutions of wash buffers are prepared by the addition of ethanol to the concentrates of the wash buffers AW1 and AW2 as indicated on the bottles. Now, add 500 microliter of wash buffer 1 without wetting the rim. Close the cap and centrifuge at 8000 rpm for 1 minute. Place the mini spin column in a new 2 ml collection tube provided and discard the old tube containing the filtrate. Carefully open the column and add 500 microliter of wash buffer 2 without wetting the rim. Close the cap and centrifuge at 14,000 rpm for 3 minutes. Place the mini spin column in a new 2 ml collection tube and discard the old tube with the filtrate. Now centrifuge at full speed for 1 minute. This step prevents possible wash buffer carryover. Wash buffers use a competitive agent. The use of 2 different wash buffers significantly improves the purity of the eluted DNA. Wash conditions ensure complete removal of any residual contaminants without affecting DNA binding. Place the column in a clean microcentrifuge tube and discard the collection tube containing the filtrate. Carefully open the column and add 200 microliter of the elution buffer AE. The Tris EDTA buffer releases the nucleic acid from the columns. After the addition of elution buffer, incubate at room temperature for 5 minutes and then centrifuge at 8000 rpm for 1 minute. To increase the yield of DNA by up to 15%, perform a second elution step with no more than 200 microliters of elution buffer. Finally, discard the cow. For long-term storage of DNA, store at -20 degrees Celsius. The other potential sources of DNA are the human hair, saliva, and urine. The quality and integrity of isolated nucleic acid affects the results of downstream processes. The recent techniques allow for a high throughput of samples with increased yield and purity within a short span of time. They also ensure accuracy and reproducibility while minimizing the risk of cross-contamination.
The next video will be RNA extraction, which will be demonstrated by Dr. Satish Kumar Sabhabadi, the Research Associate, AVMC. He holds a PhD in molecular virology from University of Madras. He was working as a scientist in ICMR, National Institute of Epidemiology, in 2013 to 2020. He did his post-graduation in gene technology from Bharatdasan University. His area of research focusing on infectious disease, environmental microbiology, and virus viability and vaccine impact evaluation.
In the next video, we will demonstrate viral RNA extraction from human blood. Upon receipt of samples, the specimens should be stored at 4 degrees Celsius. Serum is obtained from blood upon centrifugation. Extraction of viral RNA for real-time PCR can be done using commercially available viral RNA kit or Trizol method. Now, we shall see RNA extraction using Helene Pure Fast Viral RNA Mini Spin Prep Kit. Viral RNA mini kits provide the fastest and easiest way to purify viral RNA for use in downstream applications. Viral RNA can be purified from plasma treated with anticoagulants other than heparin, serum, and other cell-free body fluids. Viral RNA mini kits are for general use and can be used for isolation of viral RNA from a wide variety of viruses. The kit combines the selective binding properties of a silica-based membrane with the speed of microspin or vacuum technology and is highly suited for simultaneous processing of multiple samples. The contents of the kit include mini spin columns, collection tubes, lysis buffer, wash buffer 1, wash buffer 2, elution buffer, carrier RNA. The carrier RNA should be stored at -20 degrees Celsius. Wash buffers are supplied as concentrates. Before using for the first time, the appropriate amount of ethanol, 96 to 100%, is added to the wash buffers as is indicated on the bottles. Now let's go to the procedure. First, lysis buffer 200 microliters is added to a 1.5 ml microcentrifuge tube. Five microliter of carrier RNA is added for enhancing viral RNA yield. (200 microliter of patient serum and internal control is added. To the buffer, containing RNA in the microcentrifuge tube and is mixed by pulse vortexing for 15 seconds. Sample is incubated at room temperature, that's 15 to 25 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes. Viral particle lysis is completed after incubation for 10 minutes at room temperature. The tube is centrifuged for a short time to remove drops from the inside of the lid. 200 microliters of ethanol is added to the sample and mixed by pulse vortexing for 15 seconds. After mixing, the tube is again centrifuged to remove drops from inside the lid. (610 microliter of the solution from step 6, that is the above step, is applied to the QAMP mini column, placed in a 2 ml collection tube without wetting the rim. The cap is closed and centrifuged at 8000 rpm for 1 minute. The mini column is now placed into a clean 2 ml collection tube and the tube containing the filtrate is discarded. The mini column is opened and 500 microliter of wash buffer is added and the cap is closed and then centrifuged again for 8000 rpm for 1 minute. The mini column is now placed in a clean 2 ml collection tube and the tube containing the filtrate is discarded. "500 microliter of wash buffer 2 is now added to the mini spin column. The cap is closed and subjected to centrifugation at full speed, 14,000 rpm for 3 minutes. The mini column is now placed in a new 2 ml collection tube. The old collection tube with the filtrate is discarded. The tube is once again centrifuged at full speed for 1 minute for final elution. For this final elution, 60 microliter of elution buffer equilibrated to room temperature is now added to the column. The cap is closed. The mini spin is incubated at room temperature for 2 to 3 minutes and then centrifuged at 8000 rpm for 1 minute. Viral RNA is now collected in a clean tube. Discard the spin column. The integrity of isolated DNA is checked using agarose gel electrophoresis. The samples are run using 1% agarose gel. The bright bands indicate the DNA. Addition of ethidium bromide enables visualization of DNA. Ethidium bromide, shortly called ETBr, is an intercalating dye. It intercalates between the grooves in the DNA double helix. When the gel is illuminated under UV light, the DNA can be seen as bright bands. Quantitative measurements of DNA are based on Beer-Lambert's law. Absorbance measurements can be made on any spectrophotometer. Both single and double-stranded DNA and RNA absorb UV at 260 nanometer and contribute to the total absorbance of the sample. Concentration of nucleic acid can be calculated using this formula. To ensure accurate results, the purity of the nucleic acids is assessed using absorbance values. While DNA and RNA absorb at 260 nanometer, protein, phenol, and other contaminants absorb strongly at or near 280 nanometer. The absorbance ratios, absorbance 260 nanometer to 280 nanometer, is used to assess the purity of DNA. The ratio A260 by 280, that is approximately 1.8 or between 1.7 to 1.9, is generally accepted as pure for DNA. Ratio of A260 by 280, that is less than 1.8, indicates the presence of protein or phenol and other contaminants that absorb at or near 280 nanometer. Now let us look at some precautions. Phenol chloroform method of extraction uses hazardous chemicals, so it is best carried out in chemical fume hood. Ethidium bromide is highly carcinogenic, so always use gloves and goggles for protection. It's good to be well trained in handling and disposal of chemicals. To prevent DNA degradation, eliminate the presence of DNases, avoid storage in acidic conditions, and store at appropriate conditions. For high yield of the final product, ensure that the starting material is of good quality and avoid incomplete lysis. We would like to thank Dr. Jawahar, Professor and Head Department of Pathology, for his kind help in making this video, and we also thank our lab technician, Ms. Uma Maheshwari. Hope you found this video useful as a beginner.
Last year, we successfully organized a workshop on hands-on training on real-time PCR and its application in molecular diagnosis. In this workshop, almost 23 participants from various central institutes got benefited through our workshop. Due to this pandemic, this time we made a very little effort in delivering the basics of nucleic acid extraction through online platform. Thank you very much